Hey, what's that? Know your role and shut your mouth, you jabroni.
Yeah, when it's grim, be the Grim Reaper and go get it.
It's my home's house. And it is good. Woo! Arrowhead man. The Lombardi Trophy has a red and gold reflection. You gotta fight for your right to party.
Let's go.
Howdy, Chiefs Kingdom. It's Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock. That means it's time for Chiefs Kingdom Live. We got a special episode for everybody tonight. Thank you so much for joining. While you're here, don't forget, click like, click subscribe, tell a friend, tell a family member. We've got the whole gang in one place here for the first time. So if the audio has some weird stuff, or if you hear any feedback or double talk, just let us know in the comments. Tell us something's not right. This is the first time doing this all in one spot. So got
some bugs to work out.
We got a good show for everybody tonight. One more preseason game to go, and then it's going to be time for the regular season kickoff game against the Detroit Lions. One more little step here to get there, though. The Cleveland Browns come to Arrowhead Stadium Saturday. We're going to talk about that game. We're going to talk about the beatdown, the Arizona Cardinals.
Hey,
all the Chiefs do is go to Arizona and win. So
it's a new tradition.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about
Southwest,
the contest we have going on. So yeah, it's going to be a good show. It's a little different. You guys here in front of this whole party.
This is cool. Feels like a real podcast. Like, hey, we're actually in front of each other now.
Right. Yeah.
The only negative is I actually have to be in the same room with you guys.
Smells better. Smells better.
Looks like we got Brenda. Looks like we got our girl race car in the house. What's up, race car?
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, we're got a few things to talk about here. Look, like we're just gonna get this out of the way. It's house cleaning, Chris Jones stuff. Now there's rumors, people speculating he's gonna be out until week 8. I don't think anybody knows what the fuck is going on with Chris Jones, even Chris Jones at this point.
Right.
We don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but I'm just going to go around the horn here and talk to you guys. Nick Bo, and we'll go to you, Nick Bo. What's going on, Chris Jones? Does he play before week 8? Does he play week 1?
Dude, I'm so baffled at this point. I don't know if he's just troll level tinning us, like just the Kyle's dad in South Park, just sitting on a glass of wine every day, getting on Twitter, being like, how can I do it again today? I don't know. At least he confirmed he's going to play at least by week 8. So I guess we got him, right? I guess that's the positive, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a rumor that he might not play until week 8. He said that on Twitter, right? Now, I would say was responding to a Chiefs fan that was being kind of a douche troll.
Yeah.
Right. Still, I didn't like hearing that, even if it was responding to a troll, right? Like, so. I mean, Patrick Mahomes asked about it, said whenever he shows up, we're going to welcome him with open arms. I think he said that 2 or 3 times during his press conference, that there's hard feelings that, they have their team and then they have the money aspect of it, and they all understand that and they respect that. And Chris loves being a Chief. So, let's hope that that's true, right?
But yeah, a little bit of that like stern look to his face. He looked a little annoyed. Maybe it was, I don't know if it was by the question or by the Chris Jones thing. But I just got a little vibe from Patrick. He was saying the company line, and he was giving the pre-pack, the canned response that you give when you're the leader of the team. But he kind of was short and dry with it. He wasn't his usual jovial self up there with the media laughing and chuckling about it. So I think maybe it's a little upset. Look, if anybody bitching is Patrick, he's not. Some of these other guys maybe are. I'm sure that probably irritates him.
Yeah, no doubt. I was so hopeful. I thought he was going to be. I said at the end of last week, everything's going to be right in the world next week, guys. I was so wrong.
Right. When we did our first episode of training camp, was getting ready to fire off, we were like, what's the Warrior level on 1 to 10? And everybody was like, a 0.
Relax.
It's going to get done. It's going to be fine. Here we are, week 3 preseason coming up. No deal, no games, no practices, no training camp for Chris Jones.
Hands are getting clammy thinking about not having him on the team as a possibility, man.
He is a key player on that defense. So
Isn't he, though?
if you want more money, and I get the injury aspect of it, but he's already forked over what, like $2 million in fines for missing the
Something
games.
like that. Yeah,
And
it's up there.
the training camp, workout bonuses, he's losing out on. I just don't believe he's not going to be ready and be playing week 1 while he's under contract. I just don't. I don't believe that. I could be wrong. I've been looking forward. It's been known to happen, but we'll see. I'll tell you what did look ready for the regular season was the Chiefs' offense. Chiefs' defense.
Finally.
It's a miracle what the Cardinals can do for you. What a difference a week makes. Just playing Colt McCoy. Patrick Mahomes going up against the Cardinals defense. We all remember what happened week 1 of last season. Chiefs laid an absolute beatdown on the Cardinals in that game week 1. What was that, 44 to
21 or something like that? That 21 was like junk time points, right? Yeah, it was not close.
Right, 14 or 10 of the Cardinals' 21 or 24 there was in the last 10 minutes or 5 minutes of the game when it was out of hand. Basically, the game was decided. So before we get into the specifics of it, what did you guys think about week 1? Just overall thoughts. How much better do you feel? I know no one was worried about the Chiefs not looking so great against the Saints in the first preseason game, but after another game in the books, Bo, against Arizona, how you feeling?
So much better, right? After watching, like we're all kind of waiting for it. We wanted to see the Mahomes connection. That's what we got to see. We got to see him go to several different receivers. We got to see him do some Mahomes magic, some jump passes, some real accurate throws while moving around outside of the pocket, baiting pressure. That's what everybody wanted to see. They wanted to see Mahomes do it. He did it. Looked great. I thought he was going to play a little bit longer, but I mean, when you don't want too much tape out there. So, no, week 1, super impressed. I was really more impressed with our defense. Really, like that's what I really like. I thought that was a bigger hole out of the first preseason games. Just like, whoa, our defense really didn't do anything. And so, like to see the ones get some stops out there, that was super encouraging for me. Yeah. Nick, what was your take on week 1?
Yeah, I mean, it was good to see the offense roll. I mean, it still seemed like they were a little clunky, and then you saw it click. And as soon as you saw it click and they got the touchdown, it's like, get them out.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
If they've got the mojo back, they've got the groove going. Again, like you said, I mean, you saw Patrick Mahomes throw a dart while out of bounds in the air. Like Joe Burrow did that. Joe Burrow did not do that.
It was like that old childhood move where like you jump and turn around and like throw the basketball off to somebody else, but he just threw it right to his receiver, hit him right in the hands.
Yeah, that's an excellent description of that play. That's exactly what it was. You had to jump and contort your body and then throw the ball. MVS was not. You hear these receivers always say, "Never, just never assume the play's over, no matter what's going on." It looked like he had kind of quit on the play and was just kind of like
going out of bounds. Yeah,
sideline. Patrick's in the air, out of bounds. Chuck Nenny. It was like a last-ditch effort. He stuck his hand out there at the last second to try and catch it.
Imagine being a receiver, you're just kind of giving up. You see it, whoa, it's coming in, like not even expecting it. Oh man,
pull that out of bounds.
Yeah, crazy play. The Chiefs' offense looked good. The first team defense looked better. Obviously, we just talked about no Chris Jones, but let's talk about wide receivers. That's been the story of training camp, the offseason, with losing Tyreek Hill the year before last, and kind of losing. They did lose Juju Smith-Schuster to the Patriots in the offseason. McCall Hardman has gone off this team. A lot of that receivers have gone to other teams over the last couple of years.
There's no more Legion of Zoom, huh? No more Legion of Zoom members. Yeah, they're long gone. Well, Hardman was part of it. I did see that today, actually. Yeah.
I fucking hated that name anyway. It was a cheap knockoff.
Yeah.
I got some hell on Twitter about the Legion of Zoom when they put it out there. I was like one of the few people. Won't surprise a lot of people that know me that I thought that was lame. I was in the minority of that opinion.
Just sitting there, wow, spoiler alert, Scott doesn't like something.
Right. But yeah, the Legion of Zoom is gone. It's history. They got out of here as quickly as they got in. It seemed like that's the NFL free agency and guys retiring, injuries. They call it not wrong.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
the receivers out there, everybody good. Before we get to Rashee Rice, like really just torching the Cardinals, he had another
Right. Pretty crucial too.
with the drop. Are we worried about drops with Rashee Rice?
You know, the question I posed to Nick last night was about Rashee Rice and like that drop specifically. Like, if he makes that first catch instead of drops it, he's out there with the ones. It's Patrick Mahomes throwing him the ball, nice 7-yard little in route, right? And like he makes that catch and then has the game that he proceeded to have. I think that elevates him to the next level of player, wide receiver, right? Like that you're talking like, okay, look out for this kid. But like you alluded, since he had a drop early on, it's like, and it's kind of like he's kind of been known for dropping ball in college. You just still that's still in the back of your mind, and probably the back of his mind too. So, but no, I mean he still tore it up. I mean, way to come back after that drop, right? But it would have been just so nice to see him come out and just torch it from the get go. But I mean, he did right after that. I mean, coming back and having the game he did after a drop is saying something in these games, especially when they're fighting to make the team in that case. So,
yeah, I mean, 2 drops and a fumble that he immediately recovered, right? But I'm sure coaches are like, look, those don't always just come right back to you.
Yeah, and you got lucky there.
You got to hold on to the ball. But overall, like I'm not that concerned. It's only 2 preseason games that he didn't even play the whole game, right? And he had the most, I think, yards after catch out of the entire NFL for that week in the preseason. So that's huge, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like what you want to see out of your rookie, right? You want to see him flashing and making people miss and getting yards after the catch. So, I mean, I'm not too concerned.
Yeah, the drops, it looks like got long lost of comments saying someone's getting some feedback. So I'm not sure what speaker you need to turn down.
Yeah, we have no speakers going. Yeah. Sorry about the bugs, guys. Dang.
We'll do our best.
Yeah. We got QT Campbell, TTV. What's up? Good to see you. Excited for J. Ross. Yeah, we're going to talk about him here in a minute. Look, yeah, the drop thing to me, you can have 4 or 5 catches on a drive for 30, 40 yards, but you drop the ball on 3rd down, the drive's over. So drops are drive killers. They're progress killers. He's got to get that. He's got to get that issue buttoned up. But, it's early. It's only 2 games. I don't want to be freaking out about the drops yet. I would bet he doesn't drop one this next game. What do you guys think? You think he has another drop this week, Nick?
Yeah, I would doubt it, right? I mean, it's probably just nerves for him in his first couple of games in the NFL, right? You go from playing college ball to catching passes from Patrick Mahomes and the stadium where they played the Super Bowl last year. Like, that's got to be like a kind of a mind blower, right? So I don't think it's going to be a huge problem. But, I mean, that was his knock in college, so I don't know.
Not too concerned about it. I don't know.
Think he has a drop this next game, Bo? You think he goes 3 in a row with a drop?
No. I mean, it's like they preach about like not repeating the same mistakes, right? I mean, it's one of those things that's like they're always going to happen, but I'm sure he's I mean, if we're talking about it, he's well aware of it, right? So
yeah, I guarantee you, it's been brought to his attention, and the focus this week for Rashee Rice is going to be don't drop the ball. So let's get on to the kid though. Rashee Rice was making plays. He was all over. He had what 80-something yards receiving in the game. He's leading the league, and a lot of these like yards after contact and some of these receiving stats for the first 2 preseason games. It's preseason, so we're gonna pump the brakes a little bit. We've seen lots of preseason and training camp heroes turn into kind of nobodies once the actual games start counting and they start playing for keeps. But Rashee Rice looked kind of like the guy who was that they're expecting to get from SMU. Yards after catch, he was breaking tackles.
Had a hell of a game.
Yeah, no, he looked real good. Where do we think he's going to fit in on this team?
Like, you think he's like fighting for a spot, or you think he's already on it?
He'll be on the team.
Yeah, I think he's already on it.
But I'm just saying, where do we think he comes in the pecking order on this team? Because there's so many guys fighting for these spots. Do we think MVS Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney, although Toney with injury. We kind of agree those are the top three receivers, or do we
Yeah.
maybe think Ross, one of these guys that can crack
I
that?
don't think that you're going to see them jump him up into a starter over a couple of preseason games over guys that they have played in the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
But we saw last year where you had, Isaiah Pacheco, right? Isaiah Pacheco was a rookie. He proved himself and then took over a starting position mid-season. So I think that it's definitely, in the cards that if he continues to play like that, they've shown that they'll just play somebody else to put him in the first string. So.
I mean, he's going to have a very few attempts, right? You think like Mahomes spreads it out to 10 receivers a game, like the first couple of games this year until they establish that pecking order?
Yeah, I can see that. He did a lot of that last year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like in 12 games or something like that. He spread it to 10 receivers or more.
Juju's, I don't think any of the wide receivers had 1,000 yards last year. I think Juju,
no, yeah, he came close. Yeah.
Close,
but everybody else had like 700, 600, right? So, I mean, like, that's still pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, when you throw for over 5,000 yards and you don't have one receiver, crack 1,000 and Travis Kelce crack 1,000. But Travis Kelce,
right.
He's not a wide receiver.
He's an asterisk.
Lego wants to know who we think the surprise cut would be on the team.
Like receiver wise?
I guess anybody, but yeah, he's saying he thinks Richie James is the surprise cut.
I don't see any way Richie James gets cut.
Just because of his size compared to everybody else, like what Ross is 6'4", Rashee Rice is 6'3". All these tight ends are huge, right? I think Richie James is 5'10". I think he's a lot smaller than these guys. So I mean, it's just having those bigger targets is a game changer, especially for like Patrick Mahomes and throwing it to targets.
Yeah, I think James is a lock to make this team. I think you got. So just run through the wide receivers. I think you got MVS, you've got Sky Moore,
Mm-hmm. Toney.
You've got Rashee Rice. There's 4 guys I think they were obviously locked in just because of they traded for them or they've spent a higher draft pick. On those guys. MVS was on the team last year. He was kind of would say he's the number 2 receiver last year, right?
Yeah.
Behind Juju. So I think just kind of by default he is going to lock in for one of those guaranteed starter positions. Then you got guys battling outside of that. You got Rashee Rice. You got Justin Watson. You got Justin Ross. You got Richie James. I'm not sure if I'm missing anybody, but
yeah, there's a couple more guys. Let me bring it up.
There's probably gonna be a lot of people disagree with this, but I would look at Justin Watson getting cut as a surprise cut to me because I think he's gonna be on the team because he was on the team last year and they made a point to go out and re-sign him this year.
They've been playing him a lot in preseason too with the ones. Like they've been treating him as a 1, but then he stays out there with the 2s and still plays. But he's getting a lot of looks, a lot of time in preseason. I know it's just preseason, but I would be surprised if they cut Watson. I made this analogy with you guys. I don't know how well it'll play off, but he's like the Kirk Cousins of receivers, right? He's just so unassumingly good and he has great stats, but like sometimes in the crucial moments, he just doesn't, I don't know, come out on at certain points.
If they offered him a contract, brought him back for $2 million or whatever it is, and then cut him after preseason. But yes, it's possible, right? They seem to have a lot of depth at that position.
Yeah, for sure.
So Chiefs receivers, let's see, we have, you said it, Rice, Toney, Ross, Richie James, Sky Moore, MVS, Justin Watson, Amir Smith-Marset. He tore it up in this last game. Did a little front flip touchdown, and he had a lot of yak too. That guy tore it up.
That was mostly in the second half. A lot of the guys.
I made a promise to myself that I wasn't going to fall in love with some preseason guy. This year. So
I did with Nico Remeggio, and then he separated his shoulder, and then it was like, oh, shit. There's Ty Freifogel, Cornell Powell, Nico Remeggio, but hurt. I think these guys might be hurt. Ty Scott, Juan Green, and Jaron Ely.
Look, those guys, our man John C. He's like Richie James. We're going to get, to just get to him now. Might as well.
I heard something about Andy Reid saying something about like they might go with 6 receivers. They might go with 7. They're still pretty undecided. I mean, and so 6 makes that question really interesting. 7, you're just kind of more like, okay, yeah, one guy on the bubble. But man, 6, who cutting 2 of those guys on the end?
Yeah, traditionally they go with 6. That's kind of been their MO, but they've also had a fullback on this team.
Right.
Right.
So we'll get to the running backs here in a minute. Let's just talk about Richie James, our guy John C. saying he's the highest rated receiver.
I mean, he's good. He's really good.
He's looked good. He had a nice play on an overthrow for a touchdown. And week 1 against the Saints, he made some plays. And this last week 2 game against the Cardinals, I think they just locked it in on the team. He's a veteran wide receiver. He's had a season where he had 400 or 500 yards with Daniel Jones and the Giants and that kind of dysfunction that's going on there.
Right, a run-heavy team that revolves around Saquon.
Right. With Daniel Jones at quarterback.
Yeah, with Daniel Jones. Can't emphasize that point enough.
Yeah, no, I like what I've seen out of Richie James. Justin Watson had a touchdown. I know there's a lot of Justin Watson haters, especially on social media, which there's a lot of haters on social media, Twitter, X, whatever it's called. I was liking Justin Watson. I've seen him. He's made some nice plays.
Yeah, Lego, I totally agree. He is clutch, but I mean, he's just had a few drops too that are like pretty questionable in clutch moments towards. Yeah. That's why I'm calling him the Kirk Cousins, right? Like, there's no denying Kirk Cousins isn't good, but man, it's just there's those moments where you just need a guy to come through and
deliver.
Yeah, and it's sometimes. I mean, he's done it before though too. Like he has both in his repertoire. He's come through in the clutch, but he's also missed it in the clutch. But
Justin, the other Justin on the team, Justin Ross, he made some catches and looked pretty good out there. He's getting a lot of hype for the move that he put on the guy, and then I don't know if it was a bad throw or whatever, but I mean, that's a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes is out there playing
right
with the guys.
If you haven't seen the move, here it is for you guys. Whoop! See you later.
Instant stop.
Whip route.
Yeah, the instant stop by be able to be running and completely stop and turn in there. It looks like Laney R's tuning in late. Good to see you, Laney. Thanks for hopping on and joining us. Got the whole crew here together live tonight. So apologize again if there's any audio stuff going on. I think maybe we fixed that a little bit. So
you should see.
Guys, we're just.
Right.
I'm an audio guy, but you should see how Frankenstein this setup is right now. It is not professional by any means. We'll get it together though. This is our first time doing it all together. So apologies about the audio issue, guys.
A lot of fun. Appreciate you sticking with us. If the audio hasn't cleaned up or gotten better. Yeah, Chiefs look like they got a lot of guys that they can go to. It's be interesting to see who steps up and kind of takes that lead receiver role by the horns. If anybody does, maybe nobody does. Maybe it's more a hodgepodge last year. You get a lot of guys in that 500, 600, 700 yard receiving range.
You guys been watching The Franchise?
Watched first episode.
Yeah, the second one came out I think like 4 or 5 days ago, and it like really like hangs out around the receivers. And they're talking about MVS being like the veteran, like stepping up into that veteran role. And this is like the younger receivers kind of saying that too, like looking up to him being like that veteran role.
That was the second episode.
Yeah, the charity game. Yeah,
and they kept talking about it. I was impressed too. How many players from the offense and the defense
looked like the whole team. Or like the last year's 53.
Like team photo out there.
Yeah.
Take pictures. Offense cleaned up on the defense. Surprise!
Mercy ruled them, right?
Yeah, they did.
Mm-hmm.
The offense was the defense.
What was it 32-6 or something was the final that they announced?
Right. Yeah,
ridiculous.
A lot of new guys, but Patrick Mahomes is the equalizer when it comes, to that scenario. He's going to make guys better. Those guys are like thrilled too. A guy like Richie James coming in, and remember the Kadarius Toney cut where it's who you're most excited to play for when you came to the Chiefs. I think like Patrick Mahomes.
It's like the cheat code. Like I know there was that nickname's been assigned to people, but dude, you get Patrick Mahomes, like man, that is the cheat code for football.
We want to bring up the poll there, Nick. It kind of goes to the receivers. So this week's poll, put it out there on Instagram and out there on X.
The Chiefs Kingdom Live poll brought to you by your company here.
Yeah, you could sponsor this week's poll if you have a business or you work for a business that's looking for some advertising opportunities. We're looking to do some stuff this year. So this week's poll, who has more receiving yards this season? I got a little consternation from some folks about not having Sky Moore on there, but I just figured Sky Moore would have dominated this poll. He's a
Yeah.
He's penciled in as a starter. We talked about that. MVS, Tony, and Moore to me right now are the ones on this team. So I kind of wanted to see who Chiefs Kingdom thought would maybe step up out of these, I don't know, second tier guys, maybe, second stringers. I don't know if any of you guys are fringe guys. I expect pretty much all these guys to be on the roster. I think they're going to go with 7 wide receivers.
I do too.
Like Richie James or Justin Watson or Justin Ross go and latch on to another team. Any one of those guys can be insta-signed by anybody else. They're like going with the Chiefs. So,
but for sure they're red-shirted, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, they're just going to keep that pool as deep as possible. So, I mean.
So we got this week's poll. Who has more receiving yards this season? Rashee Rice, Justin Ross, Ricky James, Justin Watson.
Let's go, Jay Watt.
Justin Watson.
I wonder who voted for him.
Pulling 1 or 2 votes there. God love him. God bless Justin Watson. But I thought about when I was putting the poll out there, I really thought I was just going to do the 3, and I said, let's put Jay Watt on there and see where he gets. If you're not following us on social media, you can participate and vote in the poll every week. Maybe put your selection if you voted or you didn't get a chance to vote in the chat here. Let us know who you would vote for. Let's go around the horn here to Nick. Nick, who do you think of these 4 has the most receiving yards to the Chiefs?
I went Ross, man. Every play that they've gone to him, he's just made the defender look silly. And there's been even other plays where they're like, yeah, I know that the ball went to Rice or whatever, but look at this route that Justin Ross on this guy. So
looks dangerous.
I think that guy's going to get open. I think Patrick's not going to miss him in those situations. He's going to see that he's open, and I think he's going to be a big player for us this year.
Yeah.
Oh?
I voted J-Watt, man. I can't. Yeah, for sure. I can't help but feel like he's going to be like the Kirk Cousins, just like he's going to be super consistent. He might not be the flashy guy. I mean, he has that potential to flash too. I mean, I've seen him catch or go for deep ones too.
Yeah.
But I can see him being one of those guys that just develops that rapport for being consistent, accurate where he needs to be. Maybe not the first look, but like when you're on the second, third look, he's also that guy that knows to extend plays. Like playing with Mahomes gives him a huge advantage knowing like what a play is when it breaks down and the potential and how long it can go after the fact. So,
right.
Yeah, J-Y, man, little sneaky guy. I think he's going to have more yards.
I don't think I even need to say who I voted for in this poll. Everybody that watches the show in regularity or sitting
there you go, Laney. Me and Laney
knows that I voted for Justin Ross. I just think the guy is super talented, and he's just he's got to be hungry, right? The guy has just got to be.
All of them are though. All of these guys are though. I feel like.
But Justin Ross, like having not played in a football game in almost 2 years and all the rehabbing, and
he's broken his foot twice, right?
Right. Being projected as like the top wide receiving prospect in your class, and then you lose that to injury. You get signed by a team after you don't even get drafted. I mean, this guy after his freshman year at Clemson, people were talking about he was going to be the number 1 wide receiver in his class taken. Rather than two. And injuries happen, circumstances in life come at him. He doesn't give up. He doesn't quit. I just think that guy has got to be like insanely motivated to come out and play football. So I'm voting Ross. Rice, the rookie, he got the majority of the vote here, pretty close, more than 40 to 27. It's pretty good margin for Rice, but definitely didn't he didn't come with 7 or 8 votes. Ross and James right there, 26 and 27. Those guys, I can see these guys really
right. Are you worried about Ross being injury prone with his foot, having broken it twice already in like the same spot?
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that is for whatever reason just don't believe in Justin Ross. They just think he's.
It's not even that, but like we've talked about it here. Like there's just players that are just injury prone, right? And like it's the same injury. It's only twice, right? But still, dude's a big dude, same spot, always putting pressure on the feet like that. So
yeah, it's definitely a concern. He said the foot injury that it was 2 injuries, but it was 1 foot. I got to thank the Chiefs training staff and their medical team taking care of him. Has got to be doing a little bit better job than Clemson. That's where he hurt the foot originally, was in college. So, I'm expecting big things from Justin Ross. So,
Brendan says Travis is going to have to fight for plays with all these wide receivers. That's no joke.
yeah, and he'll help those guys out too, drawing attention.
Oh yeah, and then we have El Travador as the ace up our sleeve that you kind of forgot about.
Right, Travis with mustache. Looks like he's gotten the street fighting, the fighting in practice has come down. I haven't seen him throwing any swings at anybody here lately. So, Travis is going to be the leading receiver on this team, even though he's the tight end. He's working on and extending his record, 1,000+ yard receiving consecutive seasons.
Lego's trying to trigger you, Scott.
Yeah, we'll get the running backs here in a little bit, but the CEH. We'll get running back. Guys throwing the ball to wide receivers. Patrick Mahomes is QB1. There's no question about that, obviously.
What do you think about all these QB ratings coming out where he's like the number 4? I like all the jokes. Like, man, I really hope this Patrick Mahomes kid can survive the test here because
he came out and said it after the game. He's like, I played more of the worst out of all the quarterbacks on the team. Like, I got to set my game up. But I didn't see any of the other guys jumping out of bounds and passing in the air before landing. Like, that's like indefensible. You can't hit him late out of bounds. The other dude figured out a way to play out of bounds somehow.
Yeah, cheat code.
Just not fair. But quarterbacks, Shane Bichelle and Blaine Gabbert are like in a heated battle
for that 2 spot, right?
QB2. Mm-hmm. After the first preseason game, I put it out there on the Chiefs Kingdom Live Twitter. Is Bichelle better than Gabbert? Bichelle comes out, he gets the second team reps. He was the second quarterback.
He looks better.
The answer is yes.
Yeah, way better.
He was the second quarterback out on the field in that second preseason game. Him and Blaine Gabbert going at it a little bit here.
How about his scrambles, though? Like, not only his throwing and his passer rating, but the dude's ability to see the field and find 40 yards.
Yeah, look, Shane Bichelle was a highly touted prospect coming out of high school. He went to Texas, which used to be, they were the Alabama of college football there for a while. They had Vince Young and some of these guys. They were playing for national championships. He went there, didn't work out. He ends up at SMU, a little-known school, but just absolutely shredded record books there for that conference and that school. He's a dude that's kind of flown under the radar and biding his time here. Blaine Gabbert was I'm pretty sure, a first-round pick. He played at Mizzou out there in Columbia. I think Michelle's better.
How great is this conversation, though, right? Because, man, Henny retires. It's kind of like, oh, wait, everything was like, the team's not revolving around him, but, man, how clutch of a backup quarterback is that he just comes in playoff divisional rounds and it gets you 98-yard drives. Like they're, free for him. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's so cool to see these guys competing for that spot and doing well, right? It's reassuring. It's you're seeing some teams need 4 quarterbacks to make it through a season, and I hate to say at some point we might have to see one of these guys, and it's great that they're competing like this.
Yeah, Shane Bichelle crushed, gets the second team reps in the second game after Blaine Gabbert got to the go in week 1 of the preseason. I put out there again, I said, okay, I'm going to resubmit this for further discussion. Is Bichelle better than Gabbert? Gabbert comes in, granted, playing with the thirds and against the thirds, actually put up a better quarterback rating than Shane Bichelle did. So,
What's up, sir?
I was thinking about you, John B, when I was seeing this Trey Lance news, man. We need to get John B on the show sometime and talk about what's going on out there in the Bay. But appreciate you jumping on. Good to see you.
Yes, sir.
John B, the king of Ohio Niners fans. His show Locker Room Rant is a lot of fun. If you haven't checked them out, give them a subscription and a like. Go do that after the show is over. We'd appreciate it. Our man John B would appreciate it. John B's just good people. That's all there is to say.
Yeah. Yeah. You either have it or you don't. He has it.
So I know there's another preseason game to go. Who do you think starts the season, Nick, is QB2? Shane Bichelle or Blake Gabbert?
Who do I want or who do I think?
Who do you think?
I mean, you guys saw what I texted you during the game, right? I was in on Gabbert last week, but after Bichelle and the performance he put up, and I know Gabbert had a perfect passer rating, but it just shows you how flawed that stat can be when you have a perfect passer rating and you overthrow a wide open receiver in the end zone, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Bichelle should be number 2. Will he? I think we've seen that the Chiefs kind of tend to go with those people that are a little bit more experienced, right?
Yeah,
I talked about that last week. I think they may still do that, but I mean, I think Bichelle's the better answer.
No, I couldn't agree more. That's my pick too, is Bichelle. It's one of those things though. I can't help but wonder if it's like we're just seeing the preseason games and there's like something else going on in practice that we see that we don't see. I feel like that happened last year with like the running back situation. All three of us were baffled. Like, how is Jerick McKinnon and Pacheco not 1 and 2? Why is CEH getting so many looks? I boiled it down to it had to be something at practice like that we just weren't seeing, because in the games it was super obvious. And I feel like that's the situation here with the QB 2-3 situation. It seems super obvious to me, but who knows what these guys are doing at practice? Who knows like their work ethic, what they are like on the behind the scenes kind of thing. But yeah, I would say Shane.
A quick shout out to George. He's hanging out there with Laney and Big Doug, I think.
Oh, what's up, George?
Yeah, what's up, dude? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, appreciate you stopping by, hanging out with Big Doug and Laney, huh?
Yeah.
There you go. Down there in the heat, Oklahoma.
It's hot everywhere.
We head down there to the heat of Oklahoma tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's extra hot down there, though.
It's 100-degree everywhere. Like, we tried to go north from Kentucky to get away from it. We went into like Indiana.
I thought that, and then I lived in Oklahoma, and I was like, I'm moving.
Dude, it was 103 in Indiana. It was 103 in
105 in Oklahoma is different, man. I'm telling you.
Illinois is the same.
Antonio, so you get it. But.
Oh yeah. But I mean, you hear that phrase all the time. It's a dry heat. That's such a game changer. I get it now. After being in humid places and going to dry, yeah, it's I'd prefer a dry heat. It's different.
Yeah. John B's taking a little solace here in Chiefs.
97 in Atlanta. Jeez, with probably like the same in humidity percentage.
For a backup quarterback from 49ers, right? I heard they
have like 3 to trade.
Yeah, they got a third stringer now that they don't want, evidently. So
yeah,
I don't. Man, it's such a tough call.
Yeah, John C. The Rockies are a special place for that reason. I love it there. But when I lived in Fort Collins, it got up to 100 there. I mean, that was a while ago.
Yeah, it gets warm there. It gets hot in Colorado. I've been out there more than once when it was heat beating down on you. So in the Rockies, beautiful place. So I appreciate John C. tuning in here. He's one of the OGs. No doubt about that. I'm just wondering, like, how much we read into this Shane Bichelle coming out first after Patrick in the second game. He's got one playing style like Patrick. He's a younger guy than Gabbert. I don't know. Geez, maybe they keep the quarterbacks, but Bichelle to me is like a guy that, I don't know, maybe they are showcasing trade him because Shane Bichelle has no future.
Right. Well, no backup quarterback on this organization does right now.
Who is obviously talented and skilled and can play. He wants to go out. He wants to get a chance to start somewhere. So, man, I'm going to say that they're going to go with Gabbert
as 2,
just because of the veteran aspect of it. But I don't feel strongly.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, it's a toss-up. They're both performing really well.
Yeah. Maybe they need one more week preseason to establish that. So, quarterback, wide receiver, and quarterback positions are looking up. Our man Lego was asking a question about running backs earlier. Who gets more touches this year, CEH or Isaiah Pacheco? It's going to be Isaiah Pacheco. He has
Right.
taken over that starting job.
99 on the coast. Sorry, I just saw Brenda's comment.
Yeah.
It's hot everywhere.
Yeah.
We were talking shit last week, man. Like, oh, it's a cool summer. I don't know what everybody's talking about.
It's been a sweet summer here.
Here it is.
It's been a sweet summer here.
Hey,
in KC.
overall in the world, it may have been the hottest month ever recorded, but in the KC,
Dude, in Lexington, Kentucky, it was perfect. It was like 85 everywhere. It was money.
Yeah, 3 to 4. I think it was like 3 or 4 degrees below average for July. August hasn't ended yet.
Pacheco, that's John B's guy, man.
Oh yeah, no, you start talking about Isaiah Pacheco and John B starts getting fired up. So he's already fired up. I'd like to see John B double fired up. That's got to be.
He probably thinks the 49ers are going to get him down the line.
While John B watches.
Hard.
Right. Yeah. So,
Game recognizes game.
let's talk about running backs since we're talking about Isaiah Pacheco and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I think Pacheco is the one. I think Jarrett McKinnon's the third down back. His pass protection skills,
Yeah.
ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is hanging on to this team. I was hoping to see more out of Derek Prince after seeing him.
More production or just more stellar plays?
More production, more plays. He
He didn't really pop, did he?
No, he has not seized his opportunity. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a guy that is familiar with the offense. He has the pedigree of being a first-round pick. Derek Prince has not come in and exactly opened anybody's eyes as far as I've seen. I have guys have been terrible, but when you're a undrafted running back out of Tulsa,
Yeah.
you gotta come in and you gotta open eyes and you got to make your case. I just don't feel that he's done that. I mean, you guys, did you see anything out of him that makes you think?
I mean, yeah, if you were gonna look at him, CEH, or Ryan, is that
Yeah, P. Ryan's the other one.
he's not the guy that's gonna make the roster, right?
I don't know what they're thinking with CEH at this point, man. Like, it's one of those things, like I said, it feels super obvious to us looking on the outside end, but who knows what they see, or, you know, it's one of those things that they put all that capital into him. So still sticking with him. But what I do like out of Prince is that they've been using him as a kick returner, and he has not muffed a kick return once.
Such a low bar that we have, right?
That's why hasn't broken anything.
Hey man, when you see any like kink in the armor, right, you want to fix it. And like at this point, I know it's nitpicky, but I mean that's one of those things where that can easily turn around a game. And if you have somebody that doesn't do that, just as long as like they start like I don't know if it's because of preseason they want to see people get a good run going, but if they're going to have the rule where you can fair catch it, I would like to see them fair catch it and just get Mahomes out there at the 25, no matter where it's at. But
yeah. He hasn't broken any big returns, though. I mean, he hasn't dropped it, I guess, which you said that's a pretty low bar to be set for a guy. I think the backfield looks like it did last year. I think you're going to see Pacheco taking over as lead back. And I think you're going to see McKinnon and CH splitting the workload behind him. You guys see it any differently than that?
I just don't know if CEH has that big of a role. Like, I kind of feel like they might be, like we were talking about showcasing, like the Shane Buechele, showcasing him in preseason to maybe get some value out of him later on for a trade or something. I don't know, man. I haven't seen a lot out of him. I've seen more out of Prince than I have CEH, even though like he's gotten 3 times as many carries.
So
with the ones.
Have they picked up his option yet?
I don't know.
I don't think they have, right? For this year?
I don't
He's
know.
on the team, so yeah, I mean, he's under contract. I think his 5th year would be next year.
Next
right?
year. They haven't picked it up yet. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm off by a year. I don't know, man. That guy.
I mean, I'm not saying I want him to.
No, I
That's
know.
what I want. I just.
Like you actually saw some explosiveness, and again, it was against third stringers, but like you saw
Right.
explosiveness with P-Ryan, right? Like nobody. I was sitting there thinking, like people have to at least account for Isaiah Pacheco. They have to account for Jarek McKinnon. Nobody's game planning for shit against CEH. Nobody's
That's
sitting there
true.
thinking, how are we going to contain this guy? How are we going to limit this guy? They're just thinking, should I hope they really do give that guy the ball 15 times? Because he's just not a threat, right? I mean, I'm sorry. I know he's a person that has like a family, and I don't want it to be that way, but like that's the way it is, right?
It seemed like like the worst run defenses of like that we would face would just crush him. You know, like this is supposed to be Swiss cheese running through big holes here, but I don't know,
I mean, I'm obviously
guys like Velcro.
I'm not a fan of him, but like it's one of those things where if you're the incumbent and you're the former first round pick and you're an undrafted, you got to come in and you can't just, oh well, yeah, he looked almost as good or they're even. They're not gonna. I mean, they're not gonna boot Clyde Edwards-Helaire out of here for some guy that was as good as him. I mean, he's gonna get the benefit of the doubt, and he's got the experience and the familiarity with the offense. So, yeah.
This is the same P Ryan out of New York. He played for the Jets, right? Or was it Cincinnati?
Samaje Perine, I believe, is still on the Bengals.
Oh, it's not the same P Ryan? I thought it was the same dude. There's two P Ryans?
Yeah, there's Michael Perine and Samaje.
Wow.
Really showing my ignorance right there. I did not realize that.
They have two of in the league, right?
Right. Now that you said that, now I'm trying to think which one it was. I don't know that. I don't know either. I mean,
if anybody in the chat knows, let me know.
I mean, I don't know.
Brenda's with me. I can
Joe
always
Perine,
count on
I don't think he's making the team. I just see it being. I just see them going with the old steady hand and the guys that been on the team.
Yeah.
He's the former first round pick, and this team has shown that they don't move off guys like that.
Right.
They're gonna keep them around. I don't know. There's people saying that they're showcasing it for a trade. No one's going to do that. There's people saying, "Oh, we can package up CEH in a second round pick and send it off for Jonathan Taylor." So the Indianapolis Colts not going to take Clyde Edwards-Helaire as a second round pick. If you think that's a possibility, you need to get your head together and you need to get some help because this is just not going to happen.
Oh man.
Yeah,
That's the rumor, though. Like I've seen so many different Chiefs like podcasts and shows entertaining that rumor with seriousness, but like, no, right? No, that's not.
No,
gonna
they want a first round for him, right? That's already come out.
Yeah,
The Colts,
yeah.
like, well, first round pick. It's like, well, Clyde Edwards, he was a first.
He
round
was
pick.
a first round,
But he's a 32nd, right? That's still technically a first round pick.
and he's a Super Bowl champ.
yeah.
Yeah, he's got a ring.
I'm just saying, you've been seeing Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting a majority of the carries with the first team.
So weird, right?
And
But
So many. He's getting so much action though.
No. I
not
mean,
cleared for
right?
contact.
No, I understand Pacheco's not cleared for contact. My point is, P. Ryan and Prince and none of these other guys are getting run with the first team.
Getting 5 plays in a row. Yeah. No, I agree. He's getting so much action. It's so strange. That's why I can't help but feel like they're showcasing him a little bit for a trade or something. Who knows?
Yeah, I think he's going to be in that like RB 2.5 role. He's going to split that.
RB 2.5
with Jared McKinnon.
I mean,
He'll be a distant third.
disgruntledly agreeing because like I don't want to see it, but I do see that happening.
Maybe they'll give him the ball when they bring in Shane Buechele and we're up 40 points.
He'll be Shane's running back.
But
Yeah, I don't know. We're going to find out. We got another preseason game coming up here against the Cleveland Browns at Arrowhead.
We still got the tight ends though. Sorry, we got the tight end. Who do you think is going to be our tight end one?
I mean, it's going to be Travis Kelce.
Really? You
Blake
think
Bell.
so?
I mean, Blake Bell is going to be on the team. After that, like maybe it's Jody Fortson, not maybe a Matt Bushman or somebody.
No, Noah Gray is currently listed as the 2, and Blake
Noah
Bell's 3.
Yeah, so you're gonna have those 3. Maybe Matt Bushman.
Matt Bushman. Then there's Kendall Blanton.
Maybe that's where they take the fullback to
I just
keep
don't-
an extra tight end, do you think?
Yeah, I think they keep an extra wide receiver. Maybe that's a spot where they go to 3 tight ends instead of 4. I just don't. I don't see a guy with a whole lot of upside outside of Travis Kelce.
We have that play where we run 3 tight ends out like to a side, right? Like, could you imagine if they had 4?
Right.
That would be such an Andy Reid play.
I know, right?
4
I'm not
tight
keeping
ends.
it out of the box. I could see them go with 4. Are we for sure there's no fullback this year? Has that been like 100% announced? Andy Reid said no fullback position this year,
Nobody on the roster right now,
Unless they
right?
sign, unless they sign somebody
or just put somebody in there currently.
at this point because they didn't have Michael Burton or any of these fullbacks in training camp. So,
well, as much as I love the guy, I mean, he just didn't prove his worth in that sense, right? Like you thought he would be able to get you a yard guaranteed, and that failed to be the case. But what if they put like CEH at fullback or something and still kept that position? I don't know. They could just throw somebody in there.
He's not a fullback. He's a running back. I mean,
Right.
Right. He doesn't have the stature. I'm just saying they could throw anybody in that position, though.
I guess they could keep 4 running backs. I don't instead of 3 running backs and a fullback. But I just, man, like when you've got all these guys making plays and producing for the team in training camp and preseason at wide receiver, and you got Patrick Mahomes, and you're a pass first offense. I want to see one of these wide receivers stick and not some 4th string running back or tight end that is somebody that 80% of Chiefs fans won't even be able to name, won't even know it is on the team. So,
and then real quick before we move on to the next game, who stood out for you guys on defense? I just want to say our defensive line minus Chris Jones. Well, they didn't get like a shit ton of sacks. I saw so much penetration. They were getting like through the line, coming close to tackling for loss against the running back. As much as I hate to say it, Colt McCoy juked the shit out of a bunch of our guys where there should have been sacks. So I mean, we got a couple. The defensive line to me like really kind of stood out a little bit. And then Nick Bolton with some pass coverage, finally coming through.
Looks like he's been hitting the weights, huh?
He's shredded, dude. That guy's an animal.
yeah, I mean, he didn't already look like he was hitting the weights. That's a big dude, man.
Well, yeah, but like it's like that Derek Carr photo, right? You're like, whoa, Derek Carr's been hitting the weights like that. That's how Nick Bolton looked this game. Just like, whoa, I bet you he might get a random test after that.
There's a lot of talk about Drew Tranquill, had the green dot on his helmet, was calling some of the defenses. There's like they're going to shuffle him and Nick Bolton in and out of that role. Maybe Nick Bolton off the field. So, yeah, Drew Tranquill was a guy that looked decent.
Fitting in.
Coming off the edge, he almost got there a couple of times. Seemed like he maybe over pursued a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you want to see that your number 1 draft pick, edge rusher, getting, and I mean, he's at least making the quarterback move, right? So, but I mean, kudos to I can't remember the dude's name, but for the Cardinals, that guy was evasive. I mean, he was making people miss.
Right.
I think he's their 3rd string quarterback, but yeah, I think that he stood out to me. I mean, on defense.
Yeah, Trent McDuffie was all around. Yeah, that guy seems to be wherever the ball's at. He shows up, made nice open field tackles. So, really looking forward to seeing what that guy can do in a second season here. But yeah, I mean, Drew Tranquill, I guess, kind of stood out.
Yeah.
To me, I'm kind of looking to see like what George Karlaftis could do. He's kind of been quiet in the preseason, but that guy came on in the second half of last year. I don't see how he stretched rated like 5 or 6 or 7 straight games with a sack. Sack. So had a sack in the championship game against Joe Burrow. Made some plays there in the postseason. It'll be his 2nd year. It's funny to talk about like that rookie year and just how different it is from year 1 to year 2.
Completely.
And the first round pick, Felix from K-State. I saw some people breaking down some tape of him. They said he looked good. He was staying at home, staying disciplined, made some nice plays and stopping the run. He was getting some pressure, was beating some guys off the edge there, and was getting some pressure on the quarterback. He got sacked, but
is Trey Smith's nickname really IHOP? That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if not, it could be.
Yeah, Brenda likes Drew Tranquill as well. Drew Tranquill. He's coming over from the Chargers.
Fitting in well, right?
Yeah.
Did it stand out that Snead's still like nursing that knee?
Yeah, I mean they're
missing him
until the regular season.
You see that people were saying that he's holding in, right? That's what they call it when you like act like you're injured or milk an injury, so that like when you're going to sign a contract. Have you seen that?
No.
People are saying that Snead's like not really all that hurt.
Mm.
People are worried about it.
I mean, dude, it's been like months now.
Right? But
like the video I saw from, I think it was either today's practice or yesterday's practice, it was like all rainy out. He looked like he was limping still, dude. And I think it's been months since he like tweaked it or whatever.
I mean, he was hurt at the end of last year, right?
Yeah.
So,
I expect him to be ready to go. Week 1, I will be surprised if he doesn't play. I mean, I don't know. Sitting out's gonna.
But it sounds good. Like,
I mean, I don't know. I guess pretending to be injured might get you a new deal somehow or another. I don't know. I think Chris Jones is probably the front burner as far as guys getting new deals goes. So
Yeah.
Jerry Sneed, Nick Bolton, those are some guys that are going to be coming up. Need to get paid here soon. So I'm sure the Chiefs have that on the radar. You guys want to move on? The Browns Week 3 preseason game, which that's kind of
surprised Nico from Locker Room Rant's not in here blowing us up about the Browns.
I know.
Here.
right.
Getting ready for the smashing apparently that we're about to face this weekend.
What did you say on his show in the locker room? He was that the Browns like the second or third most talented team in the NFL or in the AFC.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be seen.
It was a hot take. That's for
There's
sure.
a lot to be seen with Deshaun Watson on that team. See how good they are. They got playmakers on. They got Myles Garrett on defense. They've got some guys. Amari Cooper's no slouch at wide receiver. I just don't know what.
He might be able to massage out a few wins. There.
Right.
Hey, I see what you did there.
I forced that one.
Yeah. Deshaun Watson. To me, like, he didn't look great last year.
I just saw him make a great play.
Well, I mean, he missed almost 2 years because of the fiasco he had there going on, and I mean,
It's a noon game, right, Scott?
Yeah, I think it's at noon.
yeah,
Noon game at Arrowhead.
Oh shit, we have a giveaway.
If you're in the KC area, I would recommend going. You probably get tickets cheap, and it's worth going because they have the new Super Bowl trophy on display. I don't know. Did we put the picture out on Twitter? I got somebody.
No, I'll throw that up.
But yeah, so they got the new Super Bowl up or trophy up, so you can go see that. So, but yeah, it's in Kansas. I believe it's a noon game.
game Saturday, John.
Saturday at noon, I believe. Hold on.
We can Google that. Hold on.
Yeah, we
Picture up.
did a giveaway there on the social media.
Yeah, Saturday at noon.
Saturday at noon. We got a follower, Stella, on the X, the Twitter X, whatever you want to call that freaking app now. It's still just.
I think it's still Twitter.
It sounds so weird saying on X. That's just like.
Sounds incomplete.
Yeah, she's going to be sitting in the CKL seats for Saturday's game. So congratulations, Stella.
Hey-o.
She'll be taking her grandson.
Trying to find her handle to give her a real shout out here.
She's going to be taking her grandson to the games. Going to be sitting in section 309. So she said she sent some pictures. So
Yeah, cool.
that's cool. I don't know how much of the starters you're going to see Sunday. Do you guys think Patrick Mahomes comes out and plays a drive?
No, I don't think so. I think that like it used to be the third game was like the dress rehearsal, right?
Right.
That's what they called it.
Right.
But now that fourth game is no longer a preseason game, it's like an extra season, regular season game. I don't think they're gonna have the starters in.
At all? At all?
I think so. You think?
I just see like a series again, man. Like I don't know.
I don't know, man.
They're trying to get rid of Shane or not Shane. CEH. Yeah, I could see. I could see them all throwing.
Starters.
The Instagram handle is at Vans EMA, like Vans
Grandma.
Maybe that's what that is.
That's on Twitter.
Yeah, that's the winner of our giveaway. This
Well, congratulations.
Get
Thanks
some
for following
tickets
us.
to the
I hope you
game.
have a good time, grandson.
I am jealous. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, we got some other giveaways we're going to be doing here pretty soon. We got another one we're putting together. So follow us on all of our social media. We'll be announcing, obviously, the giveaways here on the channel and on all of our social medias, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So
I'll just do another giveaway to JT Campbell last week. He had comment of the week. Go back and see the comment. He's the proud owner of this new CKL sticker. We'll be sending that to you.
yeah, we have to get JT's info.
DM
I don't
you, man.
see JT in the comments tonight.
Yeah, I think he was there earlier. He
Was he?
might not still be there, but
I
I thought he was at the very beginning.
But maybe he did. I haven't been sitting here just watching the comments. So, yeah, I think if you would have saw the first team offense look a little clunky like they did against the Saints, maybe they would get them out there. But they were rolling, they were humming, and Patrick Mahomes looked like Patrick Mahomes. And
He didn't get his one hit though that he was looking for in the preseason, right?
Yeah, he can say all he wants about getting it. He waited until week 1 to get that.
He can wait.
Boris Griffin used to love getting punched in the face when he got into a UFC fight, just to let him know. He's in a fight.
They didn't punch him in the face while he was in the locker room. Like taped up, right? So Patrick can get that first hit out of the way on the first drive of the regular season. We don't even see Patrick Mahomes taking any hits.
Right.
So, yeah, this game, you're going to see a lot. I think you're going to see a lot of guys that are fighting for those last 5 or 6 or 7 roster spots on the team. I don't think you see Patrick Mahomes, but I think you're going to see Michelle and Gabbard, obviously. You're going to see those guys.
Yeah.
Rice and Ross and Watson.
What's the other guy, like Odolave? What's the other quarterback, QB4?
Lodikin.
There's some awesome names on our team this year. It's just going to be tongue twister after tongue twister.
So we got a couple of questions about the stickers here. Laney, I'm sure we can figure out how to.
Laney, I know a guy who knows a guy that can probably
get you a sticker. And Lego wants to know car magnets. Look, Lego, we're just getting this stuff going. We're a no budget show, right? Not a low budget show, as Scott always likes to say. So this is all out of pocket for us. Bo got a hookup on making the stickers out of the logo. I think that came out great.
I do like the idea of car magnets.
So car magnets would be cool. So we might look into that for sure. And then we did have Brenda wanted to know if you got your season ticket member.
I have not gotten that yet, Brenda. I've been keeping a keen eye out for it.
What are you expecting?
The season ticket member box that they send out.
Oh, they get like a gift.
Yeah, the gift is like a replica ring.
Oh, sick.
Paperweight thing. I don't know how big it is.
Oh, it's the big. And it's not like wearable.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
I think they just got those.
So what you guys can do though, if you want us to have some really cool new merch, tell your friends, get some people to subscribe, right? So we are sitting at 370 odd subscribers right now. I went to the store, a lot of Super Bowl merch that's on clearance. I picked up a little over $100 worth of merchandise out of pocket that when we get to 500 subscribers, we're going to be picking some people and giving some stuff away. We got all sorts of cool stuff. We got cups. We got, towels, shirts. I mean, all sorts of cool stuff to give away. So let a friend know, right? And somebody that's a subscriber of ours is going to be getting some free stuff. We're probably going to give it away to a few different people. I even went and got some Kansas City spice rubs. If you're not local,
those are amazing.
Get some Jack Stack, or you want to get some.
That's the flying under the radar prize right there. Some of those seasons.
Some Jack Stack.
Those are insanely good.
He was happy. So,
I make these guys send me this seasoning wherever I'm at in the country. Like, hey, I'm out of the squeal rub. Give me, please give me.
Right, you have to pick some up before you head out of town.
So we start making some money on YouTube. We're definitely going to be dumping it back into the show, giving it out to the people that support us. We're doing this for the love of the game, man. So we appreciate all the support.
Brenda, if you can take the time to sign up for 499 more unique YouTube channels with 499 different email addresses,
we have at it.
You can. I mean, you can subscribe as many times as you want. You just got to create a new YouTube account every time. So
you just need 400 emails.
Yeah.
There you go. Jack's still using his Jack Stack rub there.
If you got like 2 or 3 more emails, I mean, if everybody that was on that followed us to subscribe right now just did one more, we'd be almost.
We'd be monetized.
So yeah, we're definitely working on growing the show.
We definitely have to ask Uncle Mike if we could use those NFL clips.
Yeah. So I mean, we're working on it. We're just trying to grow this thing and try and get as many people following and watching as possible. We got some other stuff too for the giveaways, so we're gonna get back into that once the season gets going. So
nice, man. Well, Lego, we would appreciate it, man. We just want to do this and bring people over. So if you can get some people to subscribe, we're all about it.
Yeah. If you really want one of these stickers, go to a game, find one of us. We'll be handing them out.
Yep.
We're gonna be at games this year.
Yep. I will be at a couple games probably. More likely, I'm just trying to figure out which ones I'm going to.
Maybe we could ask we've been having a conundrum with Scott's tickets here. So should we go to the season opener with the Lions, where they're going to do the Super Bowl trophy presentation,
Yes.
or should we go to the Super Bowl rematch with the Eagles?
Yes.
And so I think Scott's probably going to
What is the problem on this? I don't know.
saving his tickets for one and maybe letting them go for the other.
Ooh.
Help fund the season. So,
I don't know.
so which one do you guys think we should go to?
I mean, yeah, if you could go to either game, if you could go to the Monday Night Football against the Lions, or I'm sorry, against the Eagles, or the Thursday night kickoff game against the Lions.
Oh, Lego mods for how about those Chiefs? There you go.
Okay, nice, good to see. Thanks, appreciate Lego. Lego's been here a few times before. John sees talking about Legos, so
I'm interested in getting how about those Chiefs coffee. The how about whatever the brew is. The how about the
John C says both, Scott. So I guess we're going to both games.
Yeah, exactly.
To do both.
Are we giving away both? So
if I was a rich millionaire, I would go to both games. Some of the games resell for better than the others, so you got to kind of pick and choose which games you're going to go to. So I got to make up my mind here pretty soon, though.
I mean, okay, the Lions seem like a giant question mark. Where like the Eagles seem like if you go to that game, you know what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
You could go to the Lions game and witness some real magic. Yeah, I mean, you could witness a shootout. I mean, their offense last year was clicking. You never know. I'm more hopeful our defense can not allow that to happen.
Oh yeah,
but
the Lions are definitely not a slouch. Definitely.
I just don't know what to make of them for a season opener, right? Like Andy Reid's records in season openers are ridiculous. So
right. Yeah, I don't. I mean, they're no pushover.
That's true. They're not a gimme. They're not a gimme. That's for sure.
They're going to bite your kneecaps, right? According to their coach.
Right. Yeah, they're going to be out there biting kneecaps off, and so yeah. I mean, they were a legit team. I want to say they won 8 of their last 10 games last year. The Lions did, so they were one of the better teams in the league. They had a slow start, which kind of hurt them.
Didn't they get rid of their? No, they didn't get rid of the receiver. Did they? Was their receiver? Was DJ Moore? Was that the receiver?
No, that was the Panthers.
That was the Panthers. Who was their stud receiver? Williams?
Jameson Williams.
Yeah, Williams.
Because of the gambling stuff, but
oh yeah,
they brought in David Montgomery from the Bears.
The Bears,
pretty good running back. It's not a great running back, but he's pretty damn good. I think he's better than the guy that they had last year, Williams, and so that might be a good.
Is that the guy you're always cussing out on your fantasy team?
Yeah, because I mean he balled out down the stretch. It's just he started, and it really wasn't. It really wasn't him. It was the Bears' offensive line, and they were
and just the Bears.
A bunch of his work led to Khalil Herbert going down the stretch because Montgomery got a little banged up. But if you're sitting there in round 4 or 5 in your fantasy football draft here coming up the next week or so, and David Montgomery's sitting there, it might not be a bad guy to pick up. So
noted. I don't think I put him, but noted.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't take him first overall, or don't take him as like your first running back. You pick in the second round or anything.
I was like, I bet my mortgage money on that.
So late round.
I took Scott's advice.
Yeah. So it's those mid to later round guys that you can get that
win your league for you, right?
Yeah. Top. I mean, everybody can pick Cooper Kupp and Jonathan Taylor and Justin Jefferson. And these guys in the first round, it's easy drafting in the first or second round. It's the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th rounds, those middle rounds where you get guys end up also being RB1s, wide receiver ones, and that's how you win leagues. It's around 4, 5, 6 is where you make money there. So,
speaking of fantasy, shameless little plug. I think we still have a couple spots open if you guys want to join the CKL Fantasy League. It's going to be free to join. Yeah. There's going to be some prizes to the winner.
Yeah, if we get I don't think we have enough people. I think
that's what I'm saying. We got
people.
So there's a couple spots. We need 4 more. That can happen. It can happen.
Next week, so
we got to put it out. So, if you guys are interested, let us know. It'll be free to join. Some prizes, little unique prizes. So
yeah, definitely would be fun to do. I just have not gotten the people in there, so I was kind of thinking, oh shit, maybe this isn't going to happen, but. If we can get 4 or 5 more people who want to play,
maybe we just do 6 teams with like the deepest bench ever, dude. 20 people on the bench.
Every player is an RB1 on
everybody's scoring 200 points every week, dude. It'd be amazing.
260 to 249.
It'd be like turning it to the easy setting and just watching points rack up on.
right? So we're definitely we'll do the league if we can get enough people that want to play. So I got a draft this Sunday. Is this Sunday the 24th? Yeah, this is 24th. So
Yeah. Today's the 23rd. Tomorrow's the 24th. You have a draft tomorrow?
Sorry, the 28th.
Do you have a draft tomorrow? You might want to check that. Those take up a couple hours. You want to make sure.
Calendar.
Yeah, no, I'm not thinking count like the days.
John, if you've never done fantasy before, it's super easy to follow. We're not going to do anything like crazy complicated, like individual defensive players or anything like this. It's just basically a way to keep track of all the other games. Have an interest in Sunday afternoon game that's not a Chiefs game.
Like everybody I talk to, there's like a crazy track record of people that have never played before that win their league.
Oh yeah, it's like it's a thing.
Right?
It's a thing. Like if you've never played, sometimes when you sign up. Honestly, one of the leagues I play in, the very first year we started, some girl auto drafted, and auto drafted a punter for her in the first round.
Oh no!
She won. She won. It's a trophy, and you like initials on it and everything. She won on whatever.
You mean a kicker?
Well, yeah, we had kicker, but it was a punter slash kicker. I thought it was just like who
I've never seen a fantasy league that had a punter, like where you picked a punter.
yeah, excuse me. That was the kicker. Yeah.
You can tell that I don't play because I'm like, yeah, punter. Wow, that's crazy.
Kicker, excuse me. But no, yeah, she won auto draft. So it's a thing.
Yeah, well, that and it's kind of like this lady that I worked with, we did an NCAA March bracket, and she was like, I just picked like whichever like team's mascot I thought would like.
Whoever had the cutest mascot.
Like, an eagle
I want
versus
$300,000 in my NCAA bracket.
the eagle, like, and then she freaking won the March Madness bracket. So just because you're not an expert doesn't mean you can't win. Sometimes beginner's luck is the thing. So yeah, I mean we'll do the league if we can get it going.
Yeah.
What do we? I mean, getting back to the game Saturday against the Browns, what do we think? I mean, anything else you guys are expecting to see out of there?
I can't help but feel like this is a game just for determining that final 53, right? It's not.
Roster cuts, right?
Yeah, right. Like really getting those last guys on the edge kind of out and like seeing who's in, separating the men from the boys, so to say. And that's a drawn out term, but yeah, I feel like we're going to see a lot of threes and fours out there, and they're going to be playing hard. It'll be a fun game to watch, but I wouldn't expect too much as far as like intensity from ones or making it like a competitive game by any means.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised the Chiefs didn't get the second preseason game at home this year because I want to say they got the game 3 at home last year, and so a lot of those folks are going to be going out there. Sunday's game, if you would have had last week's game, you would have saw Patrick Mahomes and the guys out there for like the whole first half. So, no need to do anything crazy though, no injury or do anything silly.
Right.
Season game, getting ready for the regular season, which kicks off. Make sure you tune in next Wednesday, and we're gonna be doing our season kickoff show. So we're talking about the games coming up that matter.
Already starting.
Already
crazy.
It comes fast. Like
So fast. Are we 15 days away from the game? Yeah.
Do you think they'll put Pacheco in? Brenda's saying since he's been injured or no contact, right? That he may play. Have you heard that?
I know that they just took the yellow shirt off of him this week, so he was doing contact in practice. That's a good question whether or not he'll play this game or not.
I don't think they're gonna risk.
That is a big risk.
And
There is something about like getting back out there, right?
There is.
Getting the feel for it.
Right. In fact, you don't need a feel for it. Like he gets out there, he just runs hard.
He doesn't feel. He runs so hard. I feel nothing when I run.
He's angry at the ground, right?
Right. He runs
Angry at life.
He just runs as fast as hard as he can on every play, and you better not like be in his way. I just can't imagine trying to tackle that dude. It's like get steamrolled.
Yeah,
John sees
the same. It's kind of a letdown having your third like preseason game, like your only home game, and then it's against the Browns.
It'll still be fun though, man. Games are so exciting.
Oh, yeah.
I
It's gonna
love
be
going
good.
out there.
These guys, I mean, they're fighting for their careers.
Yeah.
They're fighting for their opportunities. So you're going to see some people that are trying and playing hard. You're going to see some guys that are never going to get to see an NFL field again. So
we went over the receiving core a lot. Do you think there's like a nod to like if we see any of those receivers not play, like, oh, those guys are on the team, penciled in, right? Like,
that's a good point, right? I mean, I don't think that there will be enough of them that like that because they have to play somebody, right?
yeah. But I mean, it'll be interesting to see who doesn't play third and fourth quarter out of like some of the guys we were talking about.
Yeah, and just because you're not going to see the elite guys out there doesn't mean that you're not going to see good football out there at Arrowhead. You guys are going to be playing hard trying to make the team.
It's still going to be an Andy Reid led team, right?
Right. Yeah. So, yeah. You guys want to make the team. You guys want to play their ass off. And they want to get out there and they want to win. So
looking up the weather for tomorrow, what it's supposed to be, or Saturday. Excuse me.
90 degrees out there on Saturday is what I was seeing.
84. It's partly cloudy. That sounds perfect. Yeah. The Weather Channel app. Though. Yeah, it's going to be 100 until we leave, and then it drops down to 80, then 84. Or no, excuse me, 90, 84, 78. Should came later.
What came later? Yeah, one of the two. That's it. So.
I want to do the show with you guys. This is cool. Yeah, this feels like a real podcast.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit different. Hanging out here. I mean, we got. I'll give you a little behind the scenes look here. We just got wires
on a pool table,
over there,
3 laptops, so many wires. It's probably where all the noise coming from.
Y'all don't normally see back over there. Gonzalez on the wall, so
it's cool to see it in person, man. When you do it from over there and you have it back going this way, it looks like a green screen sometimes.
Right.
So perfect.
Yeah, the light.
Get down here, like, oh, it's 3-dimensional.
I got that Mahomes fat head. I was like, he's like, can you help me put this up? And I was just like, have you ever tried putting a decal on the window? It's gonna be impossible. Those fat heads, easiest thing ever.
I bet.
So easy.
Yeah, Nick's got the cheese behind him over there.
Yeah.
You know, I've never been this close to one of the fat heads in person. Those are really high definition photos. Those are badass. Like Travis Kelce looks at you in the eye if you stand in the right spot.
Especially Tyreek, I think that was one of the very first ones, and so I think the picture.
The Tyreek one, you can see the field in the reflection of his eyes. Like that's how good the photo is of those things.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Dope. I mean, they're not too expensive either. I mean, I didn't pay for any of them. So
here I can tilt it up so everybody can see his head.
Luckily for me,
the Isaiah Pacheco fat head there.
Right, Isaiah Pacheco.
Right.
So.
If he keeps talking smack on the Chiefs Kingdom, I'm gonna have to take him down though. And I love him, but
yeah,
I have a good friend that's a Dolphins fan. I told him, I was like, hey, man, I'll sell you this Tyreek Hill fathead, and you can just paint the uniform in Dolphins colors and put it up on your wall. I got the cheat on the wall, and then he was gone, traded about 2 months later. So
we're gonna have to make little layers over from the trade teams, just a new jersey. Like, they Photoshop a new player going to the team, they put them in the jersey. We should have little decals you put over.
I mean, it's all Scott's stuff, John B. We're not bragging about anything. It's not mine.
Oh, I mean, I'm not bragging.
This is jealousy reeking through. I want all this stuff. Scott's gonna wake up tomorrow or get back from work tomorrow, half of it's gonna be gone. Like, God damn it, bro. I said you couldn't have it.
So I know John's gonna want to run for the hills, John P. But he's like, what is up with this San Francisco deal?
Right.
Shanahan comes out yesterday and he says, oh well, Sam Darnold and Trey Smith are gonna split.
And Darnold is QB2, right?
String. But he said they were gonna alternate QB2 yesterday, and then today it comes out he's like Sam Darnold is a clear QB2, and evidently Trey Smith it wasn't with the team. And so I'm thinking they're moving on from him.
Wow, I did not see that coming.
I don't know, man.
Man, if I'm the owner of that team and we gave up all those draft picks to move up and get that guy, especially when you passed over Justin, and he's getting beat out by Sam Darnold on your roster, bro. There's some people
Sam Darnold's lighted it up though. It's so funny.
In my front office, if you
Right.
they do like 2 first-round picks and a third or something, or swap first, give up another first and a third.
Give up a lot.
3 firsts, right? There's 3 first rounds because they picked him,
Well,
and
they
then there was the other
swapped.
2.
Yeah, they swapped first rounds. I think was so they did like give up 3 first rounds for him. But yeah, John, you're right. I mean, heads better roll, man. You cannot.
Are they going to need all of those quarterbacks this year again, though? Like they needed 4 last year.
Yeah, I don't know. At some point,
Don't put that evil on John B.
It's a legitimate question. I think
At some point, the pendulum's got to swing back the other way for John V's Niners, the injury bug, and because they've been ever since that Super Bowl year, they've been getting decimated by injuries.
Gavin Newsom.
Newsom's going to play quarterback.
He's going to quarterback the 49ers.
I don't like their chances. So
it's going to bore teams to death. That's how they get their wins.
John B he'll testify to this. Like 49ers, they got QB issue controversy from all the time. Every damn year on that team. Like
right. Ever since they got rid of Steve Young.
Wow, yeah. Really, huh?
This was like, who was their next best one after that? Like Alex Smith was like the next big notable guy. And then that was like the whole Kaepernick thing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I totally forgot about him. He crushed it. Yeah. Trying to think of the other.
John B, I know my guy John B was pissed when I saw that Sam Darnold was QB2 over Trey Lance.
Dude, but when you see Sam Darnold like lighting it up, are you one of those things that you just like win? That's what it is.
I just don't like. Peyton Manning led the league in interceptions his rookie year, right? And like Trey Lance had 3 starts?
Yeah, the guy's not gotten a chance.
I mean,
yeah, that's true.
So weird.
Right. You know that he hasn't gotten the chance. He just got hurt.
And it's not like you're trying to like pump up his trade value because you're not going to sit there and say he can win the number 2 spot and then try to trade him and be like, oh no, but I'm sure it'll be great for your team.
I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
And John B sums it up pretty well there, being disgusted by this QB situation. So
Sam Darnold 55 starts and 60 turnovers.
Sorry for John V's appliances this year.
Right, Lego's making a beer run. we're gonna be here for a little bit longer, at least. Man, Brenda's saying that people are starting to get their rings on boxes. But
where's my tracking number, Chiefs? Huh?
yeah,
Scott needs his ring. Tom Ali got his. Christian Oki got yours. Where's Scott's ring, right. Chiefs organization? Come on.
I have to get the Clarks on the phone here. See where the fuck my
where your Escalades are.
Yeah, where my Escalades are. Get the Clarks on the phone.
We're gonna tweet at the Clarks every day until they respond.
Yeah. I don't know. Anything? Anybody questions? Anybody's got in the chat there? Chiefs related, or maybe John B. As Niners, I'm just ready for the season to be here.
Good, me too.
This week. Like I love summer; it's my favorite season, and we've just been blessed with like this cool summer before Bo got here. But usually by this time of year, though, like we're getting into the dog days. Like you get into the end of August, beginning of September, and it's just you've been in blazing hot summer for 2 or 3 months, and you're kind of ready.
You're just over
for the weather to cool down a little bit, and then football's.
When football starts, it kind of like signals that change of the season. Like, all right, it's about to get cooler. Here we go.
I just want to say, man, there's always lots of room on the Chiefs bandwagon.
John's
always room for one more.
Come on over. No quarterback controversy. It's a lot stressful right now.
Right.
I don't think John V's jumping ship anytime.
Our guy had the worst passer rating out of all of them. He's still going to start.
Yeah.
I love that meme, dude. I hope that kid Patrick Mahomes is going to be all right. Passer rating.
Yeah.
Join us. See, you've always got family here, John V.
Yeah, John's not a fan of Sam Darnold. I'm not either. I don't think the guy's that good.
He's the one they did dirty on. Was saying they played the audio of him saying he's seeing ghosts. Wasn't that Sam Darnold?
I don't remember who that was.
Was that Sam Darnold?
I think it was.
That was
Zach Wilson.
No, that was somebody else.
Wasn't it the Redskins? It was the Redskins quarterback.
I thought it was on the Patriots. I don't know. I don't think that's Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold was on the Jets.
Yeah.
Or where they play? Was it the Jets playing the Patriots? Maybe that's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to be getting caught lip syncing. Like, lip readers saying, "I'm seeing ghosts out there."
Monday night, 2019, Darnold.
Oh dang! Seeing ghosts.
Seeing ghosts out there.
Hey, John V, I meant to mention this to you. I forgot to send you. I talked to our guy Nick over in England. Nick Court, Shank Club, baby. He says he's going to get a episode or 2 or 3 this year for Shank Club. He's not going to be doing it every week. So
Miss me some Shank Club. I love that.
Shank Club's so much fun.
Such an early podcast to be lone wolf in it.
Doing lone wolves and just Nick talking shit on the Chiefs.
Dude, it was such a cool perspective watching guys from across the pond get into the NFL, right? And not only get into it, but get into it the way they get into their football, right?
Yeah,
Like,
Nick and Carl and our guy Ivan.
was it Ivan the one that tried to go play pickup football, like with a bunch of dudes? And he's like, "I'm gonna go play my first game today," and he comes back the next day. He's like in an arm sling. He's like 2 black guys. He's like, football's a little rougher than I thought.
That was our man Paul.
Yeah,
Paul.
Shank Club's
He's got a 49ers. John V will give Paul Hopes. Show a shout out here in the comments. I can't think of his show's name. I think he's over on that All About Sports or.
Shout out to Carl. He's a Patriots fan, right?
Carl, Patriots fan.
Mr. Statman. He's always there. God, he's got so many stats.
Right. Carl, the Patriots fan that glory days are over.
Get on it, boys. We miss you over here. Let's see some Shank Club.
We'll have to see if we can get. The problem is, I think I was trying to get Ivan on to talk to us about the Browns because they were going to play them this week because he runs like the UK official Browns fan stuff over there, but it's 3:00 in the morning right now. It's hard to get him on. Maybe we can schedule some of them guys on there, but yeah, no, we need to get Nick on for sure. And
yeah,
we do some Shank Club. Nick said he'd get a few shows this season. He said maybe an episode to start the year off, and then maybe do a couple here and there as the season goes on, and then like when they get closer to the playoffs and the Super Bowl or something.
Do you guys think Trey Lance will start for another team?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think they get rid of him. I think like they keep him as a 3. Worst case scenario, they put him on a practice squad. I don't think you give that guy to another team. You're getting something crazy return, and I don't know if he can command that value to get something crazy in return. But I don't think you just give up on him. I don't think you give him away.
We'll just see what Purdy's got this year.
Well, you can't do that after all the draft picks you gave up for the guy. I can't imagine. I've never seen a team give up that much draft capital to move.
I'm not saying he's going to start for another team this year. Do you think he ever starts for any team?
Oh.
I don't know. It's gonna be tough at this point. Trey did go to Mahomes. He did go to QBU and was working with Mahomes' guys. I've never seen a team give up what the 49ers gave up to move up and get a guy like Trey Lance and then just never give him a legitimate chance to start quarterback. That's fucking crazy.
Is it one of those things that maybe like that injury? We don't think of it. Like this is a la Alex Smith. Dude, like
when the injury's over, he gets come back and start. Alex Smith, at least when he got injured and got passed up by Kaepernick, he'd been in the league a few years at that point.
Yeah, so, like a little bit more experience.
I just never I've never seen, like I said, a team give up that much to get a guy and then just never hand him the keys and say, let's see what you got.
It's another reason for Chiefs Kingdom to be thankful for Patrick Mahomes.
No doubt about that.
Not to rub it in, John. Sorry, man.
No. It is the glory days right now. I'm super thankful.
John,
sorry about that, bro.
49ers will still be playing in the NFC Championship game somehow.
Purdy's elbow is held together by a bread tie.
Character back, but they'll be there.
Right. They'll go on and they'll beat the. I'm not going to say that because race cars upstairs, but I was going to say they'll come on and beat the Vikings and the Cowboys to get to the NFC Championship game, but in the weak NFC. But they'll beat the Giants, the Cowboys, to get to the NFC Championship game. Having a little fun with our friend Ray's car. She's probably cursing. I'm probably gonna get slapped after the show's over. So, talking smack on the.
You deserve it too.
I deserve it. I definitely deserve it.
You're just gonna come down here and hit you.
Right. Yeah. So, 49ers, they'll probably be all right. They got the defense, and they'll figure out running backs. Christian McCaffrey. And you got to play Trey Lance at some point after you
It's
traded
fucking
all
crazy,
that shit.
right?
How do you not though?
3 starts.
I have no
Yeah.
idea, man.
And it's not like they pulled him because he wasn't playing well. He broke his leg.
He broke his leg.
To be fair, I haven't watched many. How much playing time to get him in?
He's getting some, and he's looking kind of like a raw prospect. But he figures a guy that came from a small school that was a prospect to begin with has never got to play. I don't understand, but
Could change this week. We could give them. I mean, if Sam Darnold's a number 2, right? Like, and they're just like trying to, cut down the 3 and the 4. I bet you could get a lot of.
hey, John V, good to see you, bro. Thanks for jumping in, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, cheers, man.
We get together and do like a NFL kickoff show where we can go down and break down some divisions or something. Maybe you can get on with us next Wednesday.
Cheers.
Next Wednesday. I mean, we'll be back and we'll be talking, and we'll be talking like we'll be doing predictions. We'll be talking like who we think playoff
First game. First game
We'll
of the
start
NFL
breaking
season,
down
right?
the first game of the NFL season.
Maybe we have a complete defensive line. Who knows?
Yeah, hopefully I have a complete defensive line by that point. So
Red Wednesday instead of Red Friday. Chiefs flags.
yeah, make sure if you haven't got online, especially I know a lot of our friends here are out of town. Get online. They've got the pre-order for the Red Wednesday flag. It looks sick too. It's go online, look it up. If you haven't looked it up, Red Wednesday Chiefs flag 2023. It's dope. It's got the Super Bowl logo on it, kind of like they did the where's that one at?
Right there.
Yeah, the one that you can't. I'm pointing up here like people can see what's on the ceiling here, but the Super Bowl champions logo from Super Bowl.
Sorry, I just burped in everybody's ears. I did not mean to do that. That one snuck up on me. Let me see. How do I share this real quick? I have the image here. Share screen.
You're the tech expert. You should have seen these guys sitting here like hooking all these wires and cameras
And
and
it's
stuff.
still so much feedback.
Just let me know. I'd be happy to help. It's going to take a lot of
Yes.
direction.
You guys see that?
Oh yeah. There you
Which
go.
one is it? The middle one on top?
Yeah.
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 On top right too. I mean,
Yeah,
those are the
top
same
right.
flag,
too.
right?
Yeah, it's the same flag. It's just different.
This guy right here.
That's sweet.
Yeah, that is sick. Little teal outline. Oh, it has like the Super Bowl
Yeah, so that-
mountains in the top there
It's
too.
It's like the Super Bowl
A
logo.
little nod to it. That's cool.
Champions. Yeah, no, that's sick. That yellow and white band going behind it is like a kind of like a old school classy look to it too. So definitely got to get on there. If you haven't got on the Chiefs website yet, and get you one of those. I'll be getting mine at McDonald's on Red Wednesday. I think I might take Red Wednesday off for Thursday and Friday.
Oh, damn.
I got some days I got to use before
There
the
you
end
go.
of the month. Before the end of September.
Perfect reason to use it for.
So
Perfect reason to go to the Lions game.
I have no perfect reason to go to the Lions game. I mean, I'm thinking I'm going to the Lions game. So we'll see. Anything else you guys want to get to before we get out of here?
Oh man, I'm excited for next week. I'm ready for next week's show. Let's get out of here so that comes
Right back
faster.
next week, right, Bo?
I think that's how it's
Right back to New Mexico for next
just
week.
fly in every week. We'll just do
Yeah,
this. This is
yeah,
so much
yeah.
nicer.
Yeah, we can get to 5,000. If you can get 5,000 subs on our channel, and we get some
We'll
real
definitely do
some
that.
real money
Yeah.
rolling. We'll be flying in every week to be doing the show. So looking forward to it. Appreciate everybody who jumped in here and joined
Absolutely.
us.
Thank you, everybody.
We're really excited about the season. We're really excited about some giveaways. Like Bo was showing, we got some stickers. We're getting some stuff we're gonna put together here and try to hook y'all up like we've been doing the last couple of years.
We got our custom gear. We still have some Super Bowl gear that I picked up from the Super Bowl. So some actual Super Bowl gear to give away still. It's going to be a fun season.
That AFC Championship confetti, and we've got some Super Bowl confetti, and we just got all kinds of like cool stuff that you're not going to
Pretty
get on other
unique.
shows.
Yeah.
So
And we actually give it away to our fans. I can't tell you how many like giveaways I've seen online. You never hear about if anybody wins it or not. But I feel like we actually do a good job of actually picking winners and sending people to games. Hey, we're sending some games. We got some winners here in the chat, I think so.
Yeah, no, you're welcome, Brenda. We appreciate
Yeah.
it. And stay cool down there on the Gulf Coast, man. I'm jealous.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
I mean, if it's gonna be hot, you might as well buy the ocean.
Thanks for hanging out, Brenda. Appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be back next Wednesday at 8:00. We'll be talking about what happened in the final preseason game against the Browns at Arrowhead Stadium. We'll be breaking down the Chiefs. It's probably gonna be a long show next week because we'll probably be doing season proof. So we're gonna probably go through and do some like
predictions.
AFC playoff. Who's gonna win the division?
This is where Nick goes. If Nick can go 3 for 3 on the season predictions, I think you got it the first year. What we did too, and the second year you nailed it. So see if you can go 3 for 3 on the season predictions.
It's a lot of pressure, man.
A lot of pressure. You
can do it. You got it. You got it.
So, thanks again. If you haven't clicked like, if you haven't clicked subscribe, if you haven't told a friend, if you haven't told another Chiefs fan, do that for us. We would sure appreciate it. And we'll be back next Wednesday. And until then, let's go Chiefs.
Let's go Chiefs.